Alright, here we are back with the second part of the Coast Guard Rescue Boat by LEGO City. This is set number 60504, contains 742 pieces, retails for $99.99, and set was provided by the LEGO Group for early review. Thank you, LEGO. And yeah, I had to read that off the box, because I can't remember all that, honestly. And this is what we've done so far. This is what you see here is bags 1, 2, and 3, which does 3 minifigures, the accessories, boats, little rafts, and the helicopter. And part 3 starts the boat. Okay. So, in this installment today, we are going to jump in and do bags 4, 5, and 6, which should do more of the Coast Guard boat. Okay. Doesn't sound all that bad, does it? Because we're going to be working on this big section here. And right now it just feels more or less like your average typical LEGO City set, and today is the 2nd of April 2026. And yeah, it's big, it's nothing special right now, but it is keeping my interest. Disclaimer, these videos are my notes. They're not to be considered construed as professional product reviews, how-tos, or tutorials, but I will try my best to show every angle as possible. But my hands may get in the way, or I may misplace a part, or put something in the wrong place. So you just be sure to watch the video all the way through. In addition, my opinions on this set are mine and mine alone. LEGO doesn't pay me to say anything. If it's a good set, it's a good set. If it's a bad set, well, I will let you know just as equally. So it's just my opinions, including the commentary, with the exception of LEGO tells me to say that this is a paid promotional offer. In addition to that, these are just meant to be entertainment videos, so don't take these seriously. They're just meant for fun. Just chill out, relax, not have to worry about anything. Just, well, watch me build. Okay, well, let's start with bag number 4. Don't let the size fool you. Okay, let's get going here today. We got a lot of stuff to do. I got to edit a tutorial today, and it's a whopper. It's a good one. I filmed a tutorial a couple of days ago when I was filming a bonus set. I can't mention what it is because technically I can't talk about it now, but I did get a ooh. Boy, I've been bumping in all sorts of stuff. This building guide's big, this boat is big. Get a big workbench. Don't do what I'm doing. Oh, I wonder how many drawers we get with that. But I've been pretty much okay, I found one of the drawers. I've just been kind of trying to find the minifigure parts. Just trying to get a bunch of stuff done and completed today. Where did the head roll off to? That was one of the parts that rolled. I don't see a head anywhere. I see the wig. What if it's missing a piece, Jay? What would you do? I just failed to set, not think about it. Well, let's make sure here it didn't fall off the workbench. No, it didn't, because if I have to stop and try to find it, that's not really going to be fun. Oh, there it was. The panel was hiding it. But yeah, I was prepared just in case. And oh no, she's got a single-sided head, but we don't care about her right now. Let's get her done first. That's her wig. Not too bad, huh? Well, we got her out of the way. Okay, now let's continue on with the big boat. And yeah, this thing is big, so I'm sure a kid's going to have a lot of fun with this. But for a LEGO City, I would say more or less it's a drop-in build. It's just, unless you have a big harbor, this is a little big. So just be prepared. It's a big build. Very big build. Now, I haven't been aligning radios or anything like that. It's probably been about 30 minutes since I've filmed the last installment. I'm going to try to do all these in one day. Depends on if I have to do other chores or not. But Yeah, my nephew's supposed to go see his grandparents today, but it is like 12 o'clock and he's still in bed. You know how kids are, they got to have 20 hours of sleep. Either he's up all the time or he's, you know, I don't know. All I was told, oh, just trust him, you know, okay. But anyways, though, the set's not too bad. It's more or less just a typical city set. I'm just kind of more or less just, it's just a time waster. Not really into these type of boats. I found a drawer and some doors. Can you still see what I'm doing? Yes, you can. So you just put all those panels in there. Okay, now it looks like looks like we're building up a little kitchen or a computer desk. And I don't know what's with Lego always having like one drawer and then this empty space at the bottom. Okay, there should be a keyboard in here. Careful, there's one tile that's printed and there's one that's not printed. At least we got a black keyboard. And okay, we got to put a sticker on this here. But don't put the sticker on yet because we got to put it on here because it's one way to tell the orientation here. Alright. Trying to sync that up. There that is. And we need sticker number 3, which is that booger right there. It's got like maybe for an x-ray machine or something. We will plop that down. Do I peel those off? These are a need to know basis tile. Do I need this certain sign piece? Really, I don't ever use signs. If I do, they're for computers. And we have a mouse, which is just a tile. And it goes right there. Not too bad, huh? Oh, I forgot to put the syringe inside the drawer. Whoopsie, that goes in there. And then, where does that go? Okay, skip a stud from the bed and set that right there. Oh, you can't skip. Oh, wait. I said skip a stud. What am I doing? I didn't do that. Oh, that's going to be tough. But hey, at least they give us a brick separator with the build, so we're probably going to need that. Trust me, the way I mess up, I probably will need it too much. When I was on my little intercession break, somebody was roughing up my feathers, so I kind of sound a little bit out of it right now. You know how the family drama goes after a while. Especially getting blamed for somebody else's issues is, not particularly my cup of tea. But, yeah, so we really haven't, maybe the set's just fluffed up with a lot of big pieces, I've noticed. Hey, that's fine by me. We're almost done with bag 4, and I should have grouped this with the other one, but I didn't. I should have, because I didn't know. Sometimes I don't know what parts are in a bag. At least with this channel here, we can see what parts come in a bag. Some don't do this. I do it because I'm special. Okay. Okay, now we gotta do this side here. Okay. So set these tiles in here. There must be something that goes in here because they took the time to flat tile that off. We don't know what's going in there yet. It could be something that goes up and down. We don't know, and that fell on the bed there, or the couch bed. Okay, I don't need that. I need a brick. That right there. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Well, we already found Fido's cereal bowl on the ground, but I give him a nice bowl. Put that right in between those studs there like that. Yeah, well, we got a sink here. That's what I'm guessing it is. And I need this. Put that right in there like that. It's hard to see that right now. Let me see if I can just tap the zoom in for you there. Yeah, but sets like this are just more or less just time wasters. Oh, I see it. It's all white stuff again. Lego's go-to color. I'm going to open up that door, stick this down. I'm going to put my finger in there and just kind of give that a quick tap. Yeah, and I see sets like this thinking, oh, I could use these parts for something, but right now, you're building something like this, you're like, oh, what a waste. You know, what a waste of good parts. But it's not much of a waste because we got a coffee machine here coming up. That would be a nice little part for my kitchen. It's very compact. There we go. Trying to hold the yawns in. There's your maker. I mean, it's just very simple, very basic, but that'll work for this. That tile's going to get a little crooked until we get the back wall on that. No, we're not doing that right now. We got to put these here. I mean, at least there's a lot of space in here, and obviously there's plenty of floor space to play. So it's a playable model, obviously. And, ooh, yuck. We got to put a lot of clips on this here. I have a tutorial that's coming up, probably in a few weeks. I'm hoping by the end of this week, and it'll be released on my memberships for you guys. Somebody did ask me, though, about memberships. Why did they get the things before the Patreon supporters? Because the memberships, they're getting just a video. They're not getting the building guide, parts list, and stuff like that. There's no way I can attach that in there. But if I could, I would do that. But the reason why is because writing up the parts list and all that stuff comes later. So that's why I do that. Not intentionally, it's just... when you see my tutorials, the video, I don't know what parts are in it until I log it in. So not even I know the parts until I've actually actively built the sets or the things. Alright, looks like we're just about there with bag 4. That took me about 13 minutes. Yeah, and yeah, so we have. Let me get that. It's always something small, never nothing big. And this is what we have remaining here for bag 4. That's not too bad. Bag 5 coming up. Let's see what we got in here. Oh yeah. Oh, don't you dare roll off. Okay, we don't have any small parts in there, like small bags. That's good. So we're going to probably breeze through this one. Looks like we're building something here. But you know what? I bet this is probably going to be a mirror because I see 2 of these in opposing fashion. And yeah, let's just do that. We're going to build both of these right now. So this one is going to be one from the book. This one's going to be its reflection. Now, you don't have to do this. I do it just for brevity because I don't want these videos being literally ridiculously long like a movie. Oh, speaking of movies. I was in a horror flick last night. I'm in a mood to watch horror flicks. No anime or anything like that. Just a good old-fashioned slasher video or movie. The first movie I found did not have any sound, which was more or less kind of a bummer. The second movie it was on the YouTube thing, and I don't know what they were doing. You were watching a movie, next thing you know, the screen would go right up to about here, about this size, and there were ads playing at the bottom. There was no sound, just ads. And I thought, what? And they were like that for 30 seconds, so I just kind of disregarded it. And my girlfriend was watching this. I didn't know they did this. I didn't know either. So we're watching again. Next thing you know, it happened again. I thought, oh no, I'm not going to sit here and do this. Because if I have to struggle, and it was built, these ads were literally actively, they were built into the video. It was irritatingly annoying. Okay, close that movie out. Oh, it's free, right? So you get what you paid for. You think that was bad? No, the third movie was just as bad. Okay, it was another slasher movie. Okay, I'm watching a slasher movie for the blood and gore and all that stuff. When you have to censor out the blood and the gore and the violent parts, in addition to beeping the bad words out, within the first 3 minutes, that was it. I turned that puppy off. Literally. I said, I know you're not going to like this. I'm going to watch an anime. My girlfriend didn't care if I did. So her and I, we were sitting there watching The Devil is a Part-Timer, and she actually was chuckling through part of it. So hopefully I'd get her into this stuff. So I was watching that, and I watched an episode of Rent a Girlfriend, and that was it. I thought, it's weird there, they were saying some bad words, but I could not get bad words out of other stuff. I thought, oh man, that was just horrific. You know. Oh my goodness, Lego, this is printed. Look at that, guys. We actually have a printed piece in here. But no, I mean, it was that bad. And then last night we were watching movies again, and we didn't run across any of those issues. So we were watching like one horror flick last night. It was a really old one. And yeah, it wasn't too bad at all. I didn't watch any anime the last night, but the night before we did. We watched probably 2 hours worth. Maybe an hour and a half, I don't know. But it was something just better than just watching the beeps and the blips of TV. So yeah, that was not fun at all. Not fun. Okay. You don't have to do this, folks. This is the one I'm still following from the book. Okay, so this one here, the one we just followed from the book, goes here. Okay. That means this one goes here. Jay, now you ruined the build. You're rushing through it. No, I'm not rushing through it. I just saved myself some time. Okay, now it looks like we're building some columns. Let me make sure here. And it looks like okay. All right. I want to make sure here. All right. So get my bearings in order here. Usually I put arrows here, but Lego this time did not. So I guess I can do that too in my building guide. Sometimes I don't if it's going to get too complicated. But, I mean, if you're going to put ads and videos, that's fine. But my goodness, to have them built in and shrink the screen down to like probably 1/10 of its size. I'm like, I don't want to have to sit here and... I don't want to have to read around an ad or something like that. And advertisements are just getting to be... I mean, if I'm going to watch that many ads, I may as well stick and watch broadcast TV. But I was just like, man. And then the anime channel only has, like, we're lucky, 2 ads in the middle of a show. They have one after the intro, then they have one kind of like in the middle. Then you just finish it up. Yeah, anime. I never thought I'd ever get into that stuff, but, well, what am I doing? Here I am talking about it. That goes right there. Oh, at least it's something. At least if you're one of my viewers and you watch that stuff actively, you know, we got something to talk about. But I'm missing something back here. Let me take a look. I'm missing something back there. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Put that there, there, and there. Okay, I forgot to take these, stack them on top of one another, and slip that back there. My bad. That tells me there's probably some on this side too. Hey, if you forget something, this is why I always say watch the video all the way through, because it could help somebody out. Yeah, I messed up there, but I fixed it. See, I didn't glue anything together. Put that on there. No harm done, right? No harm done. That's why I do these. That's exactly why I do them. And of course, steps 63 up through 74 does the same thing here, except in mirror. So we already did that. And then now we got to focus right here. Okay, so we're putting together the rear hatch door. Okay. Yeah, but see, stuff like this, though, I mean, I don't mind sharing my ideas with you, but I was just kind of, like when I did that Hatsune Miku doll, Build-A-Doll, so one of you mentioned that. You enjoyed the build. I mean, I'm glad for those who did. For those who didn't, I'm sorry. I didn't know that you were just strictly into Lego. This is not Let's Build Lego. It's called Let's Build It. This is more of let's build some new toys and see what we got in toys. Building sets and see what we have. And yes, I have that Miku on display right now. I'm being a big man about it. I put her on display. I didn't dump her in a mine shaft in the field somewhere. Put that right there. You know? I'm being a good boy. I didn't dump her down a mine shaft. I got some looks here at the house, but, you know, of course, their opinions really don't mean anything when it comes to hobbies and such. And that takes care of that. Okay, and then we put these on the top here. Yeah, this bag is going quick. I have a feeling we're going to be spending a lot more time, though, on something else. Because we're already on bag 5, and we've only been doing this now for about 20-25 minutes. Probably the last installment's going to be probably 2 hours. Well, let's not count all our eggs yet until they hatch. You know why? Because now we got to build the rear hatch for this here. That's what I'm gathering it's supposed to be. I don't know yet because I haven't gotten that far. Obviously it is because we got this. I bet that's going to fit on there. But at least one thing though, these videos give me a chance to talk to you. Because some people like these type of videos. A lot of people don't. They want this, okay, done in 5 seconds. You know, there we go. We got the handle that fits right in between the studs. I would have put a jumper plate on that, but that would have been me. And that probably goes right there, and indeed it does. So let's see if I can do this without covering it up here. Right in between those spots there. And there we go. And let's wiggle that up a little bit. No, don't come off. There we go. It's a little better. Something you'd see like in a submarine, but that takes care of bag 5. And this is what we have remaining there. Yeah, we're getting there. Alright, I think we're going to wrap this installment with bag 6. I want to thank everyone on my Patreon and Rebrickable, Patreon and my main channel for being contributors. It's always a big help. And if you've checked out my Rebrickable and purchased a building guide, thank you for your support too. Because I got to get more of those ideas up on there. And speaking of that, remember when I was talking about I have to go through my building guides? Those building guides are meant for me to follow too. I'm not just making those for you, they're also meant for me to follow. And if you can put up with my rambling nonsense on this channel, I thank you kindly for subscribing and sticking around. It's always a big help. Because just like with everything else, every bit helps. So if you share my videos, that means more to me than anything. I did get permission from a viewer to share their son's video, or their son's builds. So now I got to figure out how I want to do it. And I think we're going to talk about that in this installment here. I think I'm going to do more of a dedicated video for it. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. You know, I'm just trying to think of how do I do this in terms of... Oh, we did all that work with the tiles. We're just covering it up here. Let me see if I can get this more like that. You can see what I'm doing here. Yeah, you just cover these holes up. I'm going to share. I may just share it on my my thing. Or you know what I can do? I could do it in here and just lengthen the video. But they did say I can share it. I don't know if they said I could use the name or not, but. You know what, I'm going to save that for part 3. I'm going to make a note of it because I want to reread the email again. And right now I'm offline because I turn off Wi-Fi when I'm back here so I don't hear the thing going off. But if you got a child that likes stuff, you know, or likes my videos, just, you know, feel free to contact me and I'll take a look. Very seldom I'll ever get parents that will do that. Alright, so, okay, we got to put a bunch of accessories on these hooks here. So that goes there, which is some kind of a thermos. We have a walkie-talkie, bunch of transparent pieces. We'll go through those later. We'll set those off to the side. Looks like the walkie-talkie goes here. I mean, we got a whole entire... like a diagram. This is almost like a parts list in a radio where everything's supposed to go, like exactly a specific place. And yeah, so I mean, I don't mind sharing builds of my fans. That's if I get permission, especially if they're underage. No COPPA, we're not breaking any rules because we're not showing faces. And this one goes right here in this last clip. Sorry if my hairy arms and hands are in the way. Getting this in here is going to be a chore as it is. Well, am I ever going to remove these? Yes, when I tear it apart. Now I will be parting this one out. But there's your accessories right in there. And then now we got to put in a gurney. Oh, okay. So you're going to do a lot of rotations. This thing is big as it is, and I'm literally just rotating this around here. So we have a gurney that goes right in here. These bottom clips, snap that in there. Rest right on those studs. Okay. All right, that's not too bad. Got the gurney in. Let's survive that. And then now it looks like we are focusing on some of the sides. Let's start pulling out all these transparent pieces. We'll have a look at these. Usually these small ones, these don't get scratched, but let's start pulling these out here because I'm looking for these. Some think I go a little carried away when I ding off points for scuffed parts. You know, as expensive as this hobby is, they shouldn't come in this condition. I don't mind paying for a high-end set, you know, but yeah. Do I need to check these? We're already at a 9. Okay, this one came without a scratch, so that's good news. Okay, and that's 2. See, I don't need to check these. They're so small. But then there's sometimes this one, like this one's got a lot of pits on it. I see that again, I'm going to drop it down to an 8. Okay. And we'll stick these in here. Now, Jay, why do you check all those? Well, it makes good commentary. At least there's a lot of space in here in this boat. So far, we only had found 1, so we're getting close to an 8 Lego. And that's just dust. It's the big stuff you'll really notice it. Some of you say, why don't I do bricks? Why don't I check the scratches? Oh, yeah. I'm glad now we saved the thing here. Where's that paper that I just had? And maybe I'll have to start checking these. I mean, I'm sure you can see that without all this extra stuff right there. That's what drops it down right there, folks. That's how we do it. Damaged goods. Oh. Do I need to keep this on standby? We were doing so well, Lego. My goodness, look at that. Really? We're really going to play that, huh? I mean, there was 6 of them. Well, let's see here. There were 12 of them, so 10 out of 12 came out in decent shape. So, yeah. So that's an 8. Just a little bit for packing and the rest for scratched. Oh, my goodness, Lego. Really? Let's keep going here. Okay, we're moving on to some kind of coat hanger. I think that's what it is. I don't know. Sorry for bumping into you. There's not a whole lot of room here to work on this. That's one of the reasons why I was kind of dreading working on this, is I knew it was going to be a big one. Yeah, this one here will probably warrant a close-up shot. I don't know yet. I will be doing the minifigures and accessories separately. As far as for the boat, I might be able to bring this up to you and show you. Don't know yet. I just don't know. I don't know until I get to it. My goal is to get these done lickety-split so I can move on with life. And it looks like this is just a support beam that goes across the top there. Set that in there like that. So we got that secured. And then now we got to take this vibrant yellow. I like this yellow. Really nice color. Okay. And then the modified plates go in the side here, I guess, to hold all this up. Let's make sure these track pieces are facing inwards. You know what sounds good right now? Popcorn from the mall. That does sound good. The other night we had chicken strips, and the night before that we had steak, and then we had tacos. So we've been having dinners left and right here. Yeah, it's nice to always work on a full stomach, that kind of thing. And yeah, this reddish orange is starting to become more popular now. Make sure it's in the middle of that. Yeah, I notice I've been pulling out, in my own collection, a bunch of 1x3 flat tiles. I have these in their own bin now because there's just so many of them. 1x3 flat tiles are getting to be like, it's just a nice part to have because it's better than piecing a 1x1 and 1x2 together. And sometimes you do need that 1x3 for strength, so, you know. Yeah, I'd say most likely this set is not too bad. That's that vibrant yellow that goes there. Okay, a little bit of a hole in there. Maybe that's to stuff the luggage or the other things when they do inspections. Oh no, we don't, because we're going to fill that in now. No, we only got 3 stickers left on the sticker sheet. We'll strike that, folks. Hold on. I think I put that in the wrong place because sticker number 4 goes on one of these, which is that. Is that Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster from, what was that, one of the Great Lakes? Or is that a Lapras? Is that what we're doing, Lego? Is this a Pokemon fan here we don't know about? Okay, stick that in there like that. Okay. Make sure I got that in there the right way. I don't want to mess up on that because that'd be... The only way to get those out is you have to damage them to get them out. And then now we got to take this. At least this is printed here. These are nice if that was a windscreen. Be good for a boat. This would make a nice yacht base. Just imagine having a nice wet bar, a little built-in little pool or a spa in the back. Yeah, we could go all crazy on this. We didn't. That fills in. I didn't know that you could put that in there. Well, we did, huh? We did. That fits right in there. And then this goes on the top here. So you're going to have to put your fingers in here and kind of lock all that together. I'd say this thing is built very well. It doesn't feel cheap. Most Lego City vehicles are built very well for play. This is built for heavy play. Because everything after you put the parts on, I mean, I haven't even experienced anything falling off yet. And that's always a good thing, too. Yeah, I think this is a good time as any to take a break after this, because the only thing left is the small stuff. I'm going to try to see if I can knock this booger out tonight. Whoa, Butterfingers. There. Huh? There. And that should be it for bag 6. Let's put that away there. We are done with that. Yeah, stickers are not too bad. And that's what we have remaining so far with our figure. Okay, summation of thoughts. And yeah, the build's keeping my interest as we're into the more exciting part now. This is what we have. And just as a field test, I think I can bring the boat up to you and show you without having to get the hand cam. A hand cam is good for bigger stuff, but for something like this, I think this is more than enough. You know, this boat's built very well. And let's put her there. I'm going to take a picture without all this other stuff, because in this installment we were focused on the boat. But honestly though, so far I think this is a good little set. Is it keeping my interest? It is. It's just, I'm just going to be honest, it's more or less just your typical Lego City set. But other than that, though, I think it's a really good build indeed. You know, for a younger builder, this is big. It's a very big set, and I think in the next installment we're going to be focusing. Don't move. Stand there and look at the camera, because I'm going to have to do a screenshot for the thumbnail. But it's not bad for what it is. We're still a long ways away from this. But tell me what you think.